Å, fy fader!
Imagine standing alone in a frozen Norwegian valley. It's midnight. The nearest town is miles away. There are no streetlights, no passing cars, no aircraft overhead. Then suddenly, a bright orb appears above the mountains. Not a star, not lightning, not a flare. A glowing object hangs motionless in the darkness. You watch as it begins moving, slowly at first, then accelerating across the valley, silently. Witnesses claim these lights have appeared for decades. Some have even been tracked on radar. Others have been photographed by scientists. Some have even been recorded moving in ways that seem impossible. And despite years of investigation, nobody can fully explain what they are. This is not a legend. This is not a ghost story. This is a real place, a real phenomenon, and one of the most persistent unexplained mysteries on Earth. These are the Hessdalen Lights. Hidden deep within the mountains of central Norway lies a small valley known as Hessdalen. The valley stretches roughly 15 kilometers from north to south and is home to only a few hundred residents. For most of the year, life here is quiet. But in the beginning of the 1980s, something unusual started happening. Residents began reporting strange lights appearing in the sky. At first, the sightings were dismissed. Perhaps they were aircraft. Perhaps stars distorted by atmospheric conditions. Perhaps simple misidentifications. But the reports kept coming, and they became impossible to ignore. By late 1981, witnesses claimed the lights were appearing as often as 20 times per week. The phenomenon was so frequent that local residents began organising observation groups. Whatever was happening in Hessdalen, it wasn't going away. Witnesses described several different types of lights. Some appeared as bright white spheres. Others glowed yellow or orange. Some remained stationary for minutes at a time, while others moved rapidly across the valley. A number of reports described triangular formations, and others claimed the objects changed direction suddenly while in flight. But what made the reports unusual wasn't simply their number, it was their consistency. People living throughout the valley described remarkably similar events. Many witnesses had no interest in the paranormal. Some were farmers, others were teachers, some were local police officers. Several sightings were witnessed by multiple people simultaneously. Then came reports that would attract international attention. Some observers claimed the lights were being tracked on radar. If true, these objects weren't merely visual illusions. Something physical appeared to be present. In 1983, researchers decided to investigate. The effort became known as Project Hessdalen. Scientists and volunteers arrived with cameras, radar systems, seismic equipment, and other monitoring devices. Their goal was straightforward: to determine whether the lights were real. And if they were, identify the source. What they discovered only deepened the mystery. During the investigation, numerous sightings were documented. Researchers captured photographs, radar contacts were reported, and in some cases, visual observations appeared to correspond with instrument readings. One of the most intriguing observations involved objects moving at extraordinary speeds. According to some measurements, certain targets accelerated far faster than conventional aircraft operating in the valley. However, not all researchers agreed on the interpretation of the data. Some argued that measurement errors or atmospheric effects could explain the readings. Others believed something genuinely unusual was occurring. The investigation generated more questions than answers. Yet one conclusion seemed unavoidable. People were not imagining the lights. Something was appearing in Hessdalen. Unlike many mysteries, the Hessdalen Lights did not disappear. Years later, researchers established an automated observation station within the valley. The station continuously monitored the area using cameras and scientific instruments. Over time, hundreds of photographs and recordings were collected. This transformed Hessdalen into something unique. Most unexplained phenomena rely entirely on eyewitness testimony, whereas Hessdalen produced data, photographs, spectrographic measurements, radar observations, video recordings. Scientists from several countries became involved. Some hoped the lights would eventually reveal an unknown natural process. Others wondered whether this phenomenon represented a combination of several different causes. But despite decades of observation, no single explanation has gained universal acceptance. So what are the Hessdalen Lights? One theory points towards geology. The valley contains deposits of metals including zinc, iron and sulfur. Some researchers suggest chemical reactions underground could create ionized gas formations. The Earth itself may be generating glowing plasma. Others propose atmospheric explanations, dust particles, temperature inversions, unusual combinations of moisture and electrical activity. Yet, each explanation faces challenges. Some account for the colours, others explain the duration. Some fit certain sightings while failing to explain others. And then there are the more extraordinary theories. UFOs, interdimensional phenomena, unknown forms of energy. While these ideas remain popular among enthusiasts, no evidence has confirmed such explanations. The truth is likely less dramatic. After decades of study, scientists still don't know exactly what causes every Hessdalen sighting. Many mysteries fade with time. Witnesses disappear, evidence is lost, stories become legends. The Hessdalen Lights are different. The phenomenon continues. Even today, observers occasionally report strange lights moving across the valley skies. Scientists still visit, equipment still records, and questions remain unanswered. Perhaps one day, a complete explanation will emerge. Perhaps the lights are the result of a rare natural process not yet fully understood. Or perhaps the valley still holds secrets waiting to be discovered. Until then, Hessdalen remains one of the few places on Earth where the unexplained can still be observed. Not in ancient stories, not in blurry folklore, but in the night sky itself. What do you think is causing these strange lights? Let me know your theory in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, because the next case we open could be even stranger. Farewell.